If only I could turn back time.
This is the best shot we're gonna get.
And I
Thanks, Robbie.
go on through.
What's going on YouTube? It's Mike Nice coming to you with some more Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 gameplay. Breathing a sigh of relief right now. Today was that game between the Patriots and Jets was a lot closer than I would have wanted it to be. I thought actually we were going to do a lot better. Our offense seemed totally out of sync. This was another bad game that we just so happened to get the W by, and a lot of times they say that great teams are able to, squeak out these type of wins. So, maybe that's good because the Jets are looking up right now. They are definitely, what did they had like three wins in a row up until this game. So they were definitely doing really good. A lot of their tight end, Stephon Jenkins, I think his name was. He played really well. He's a really good tight end. He's big, he's fast, he's flexible. But that brings me to obviously the most controversial call when he caught the ball, ran through, I think, Harmon. I'm not sure. I don't know who he ran through. And then Malcolm Butler came at the end and kind of poked the ball loose, and he lost the ball for a little bit, but he regained the or at least it's seen, but I'm guessing that's what he actually did. He regained the control of the ball as he went to the ground, and at first they called it a touchdown, which, speaking honestly, even though I'm a Patriots fan and I absolutely hate the Jets, I would think it's a touchdown. I think, to layman's eyes, or, any sports bar in the world that you would have went to, even Boston sports bars, that was a touchdown. I think pretty much everybody thinks it was. Not that I think the Jets would have won anyways, but, I do think that it was a touchdown. At first it got ruled a touchdown, and then as every scoring play has to be done, it got reviewed. And I'm thinking nothing of it. I'm just sitting here kind of mad because I'm like, our defense was doing pretty good, and then, a couple of times I think during that drive we could have got off the field, but we didn't. And then we get back from the commercial, and they're like, the play is overturned, it's a touchback, Patriots ball. And I'm looking around like, what the hell? And I'm like, all right, it's cool with me. Like, I mean, even though I think it was a bad call, I'm not complaining at all. And then after the game, a lot of analysts, a lot of the sportscasters and stuff were saying that, a lot of the time when rules are created, they're almost created in a vacuum because you almost can't predict, everything that's going to happen. And I think that call was one of those plays where the rule didn't apply correctly. I think, if you ask anybody in the world, that's a touchdown. They're like, that is just a touchdown. But, as per the rules, he lost control of the ball, and you have to regain control of the ball before you go out of bounds, which he didn't, I guess. So as per the rules, that, it made sense. But, when you're reffing a game that is as fast and as complex, that is as split second as football is, I think a lot of times you have to bend the rules to say, or kind of use your better judgment to ref the game. I think this is what, before this call even happened, I literally was just saying how the referee crew of this game was terrible. But when your team isn't getting calls, I feel like that's how everybody feels. I still can't wrap my head around how the linemen for the Patriots keep on getting called for defensive holding. Like, I don't know if this is anybody else. Maybe this was just New York football. But you were taught from a pretty young age that as a defensive player, you can do pretty much anything to the offensive player. Barring being a cornerback and obviously holding a player from his route. But literally, as a defensive lineman, a linebacker or something like that, I've never heard my coach or anybody in the realm of a person that's coaching our team or anybody that even giving us pointers or tips, I've never heard them tell us, oh, watch out for holding calls as a defensive lineman. I've just never heard something like that. So the fact that they have gotten hit with that, like, almost, I think, like 5 times this year. Because we got hit with it twice this game. And then I think we got hit with it, if I'm not mistaken, like 2 times at Tampa. And then probably got hit with it another time this year that I didn't notice, but something along those lines, and it's just really confusing. And I don't know, I just feel like nowadays the referee crews are just holding on by a thread. Like, I feel like with social media and everything that people can pretty much voice their opinion at any moment, and I actually didn't mean to do that. I think it's actually really hard to ref and stuff like that, because you always have someone complaining about your calls at any given moment. And this is a little tangent, but one day me, my cousin, and my brother were arguing about LeBron and Kobe or something like that. And I was like, Kobe got to play with it, at the later part of his years of his career. He got to play with the social media era. But imagine if, people like Michael Jordan, and Magic Johnson and Larry Bird and all the legends from that era, imagine if they played in this era of social media, of always having someone, always feeling like there's someone on your back, constantly telling you what you should do, what you shouldn't do, that you're this, that, and the third, calling you names every single day. Like, you almost probably feel like you can't leave your house, probably, because you'll probably feel like there's always someone trying to tell you something, or this, that, and the third, or every time you go on your Twitter feed, there's someone calling you names, or every single time you miss a game-winning shot, there's someone telling you you're a bum or something like that. Like, as a regular person that doesn't have to go through that, I did run track for 4 years, varsity. I couldn't imagine that. I couldn't imagine someone constantly, like, looking over my shoulder, telling me what to do or what I shouldn't do, or I did this wrong, I did that wrong, I should have did this, that, and the third. Like, I can't imagine that type of pressure. That type of pressure can really change who you are. Like, a lot of people don't see it as that way. A lot of times we see these celebrities or these sports players as superheroes, and granted, they have incredible abilities. They have superhuman-like abilities. The fact that there is a person that can run faster than certain animals in Usain Bolt, that's ridiculous. Like, that is superhuman-like stuff. There's a person like LeBron James who's 6'8", 250 pounds, probably doesn't have a fat tissue on him whatsoever, can run as fast as he does, but yet he's as nimble as he is. Like, those are definitely superhuman talents. So you kind of forget that these people are humans. But imagine if someone comes to your job where you work Imagine, you're at your desk job or something, and imagine your boss or your coworker or someone from another company or someone from down the street just comes out of nowhere and says, "You suck." Like, you can't do this correctly. Like, that would probably make you want to go home and like contemplate like even doing what you're doing the next day. Obviously they make millions, so it's a lot easier to obviously digest that. I would obviously take someone yelling at me every day, for millions of dollars. Like, that's easy, or at least I think it's easy. A lot of people think they can do what other people can do until and that's about to hit me, crap. A lot of people think they can do what other people can do until you're tasked with doing that. But yeah, I feel like referees have that added pressure of always trying to get the right call, and then on top of the fact that these are regular people, and these people get death threats and stuff like that. Like, of course I say sometimes these refs suck or something like that, but I would never in my right mind think, oh my God, let me write a letter or let me go to his house and give him a death threat. Like, you have completely taken the NFL, the sport of football, you have taken it too far. Like, you have taken it too far that you're threatening this person's life. That this person, you might not even be serious about it. This might be a joke to you, and you have made this person feel unsafe in his own home, that there's someone might be out there to get them. Like, that is probably a really scary feeling that they can possibly have. But with that being said, that was a little bit of a serious topic. These refs suck. These refs suck. Some of them do great jobs. I would say a majority of them, like 99%. But just like you have terrible quarterbacks in the league that aren't fit to play, you have refs that suck. And sorry, I'm gonna talk through this cutscene, even though Luke Cage is putting in a lot of work right now. Like 99% of them, I would say, is definitely really good at their job. But there's just like there's a practice squad, just like there's the people that ride the bench. There are probably refs that just are not as good, and sometimes that wears its ugly head in tight moments, and sometimes it doesn't. But at the end of the day, you always have to. It's always going to be human error. So anytime you watch a sport, it's literally going to be all these errors or all these corrections made by humans, because I couldn't imagine watching a sport where robots are reffing the game. Like, that would probably be a terrible sport to watch. Like, imagine if there's you wouldn't be able to watch the NFL, NBA, soccer. You would not be able to watch anything, no matter how big the sport, no matter how small the sport. You would not be able to watch any sport, because the robots would be calling the game literally by the letter of the law. You would get a holding call on every single play. You would get roughing the passer. You would get unnecessary roughness. You would get everything, because they would know the rule book, and then they would just think that they have to make the call every single time. And refs they do a good job of sometimes letting people play. I think that they should be a little more consistent. And see, Cap's such a good guy. You feel me? I probably would have let him got hit first. Maybe I would have let him, because he got armor on. I don't think her claws would have, went through his armor and then sliced him and killed him. So I would have let him got hit first, but hey. Yeah, I think they do a great job of letting certain things happen. That's why I, for the most part, try to, I guess, keep an open mind, or at least try not to, like put it into my mind that they're always making bad calls, because that would make a person think that either, excuse me, either the sport is rigged, or you would think that refs are terrible, which they're not. They do a very good job. Like, I would say 99.9% of humans in the world cannot do their job. Now, people can train to do their job, but I would say most people, given the training, would still not be able to do what they do. And humans are great at adapting. Humans have great adaptability. That's what makes humans so amazing. But with that being said, I still think there's not a lot of people that still can do what they can do. Because imagine you have 200-pound men running full speed at each other, running as fast as they do, and then you have to make like bang bang plays. That's I couldn't imagine doing that. Like, that's like that. And then on top of that, you have people cursing you out and stuff like that. You have players in your face telling you made a terrible call. Like, that's probably really hard to do. And then on top of that, you have to wear those ugly uniforms, those shorts, and those, like, no, that wouldn't be me. Like, they literally have to wear like Foot Locker worker attire, and then be out there in front of thousands of people. I would be out there in sweatpants, sneakers, and a jacket. Like, that's how you're gonna get me. If you don't like it, fire me. But yeah, if you guys like the video, subscribe and like. But with that being said, I'm out of here.